Coming up today on Studio 13 Live.
Our latest graduating class.
A local man finally gets the recognition he deserves when he's honored as an Eagle Scout 60 years later.
Then Seahawks legend Cliff Averill will join us live to talk about the Champions of Change All-Star Basketball game.
Plus, Seattle rapper Travis Thompson is performing at WAMU Theater with Logic this week. Hear all about his new album and what it was like touring through Europe.
And the award-winning distillery Northwest Spirits is showing us how to make some of their signature cocktails, including the Fire Melon-Tini. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Tuesday today. We're so excited to have you here with us. I'm Carly Henderson.
And I'm Mireya Garcia, and today is World Productivity Day, so, be sure to cross at least one thing off the to-do list today. It's the day to do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a lift. What's on your to-do list?
Too many things.
I
mean, it's
know.
always laundry, really.
Yeah, I've been
ends.
putting off cleaning my kitchen sink. I do not want to do it. I do not like cleaning sinks. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, this is going to take me 1 minute. It's going to take me 1 minute to do it. And that's supposed to be the rule. If it'll take you a minute or less, you should do it and not put it off.
But here we are.
Today's the day. It's a national day for it. On a sad note, Friends and Frasier actor Paxton Whitehead has passed away at the age of 85. So the English actor and playwright's career spanned nearly 70 years with appearances as Rachel's boss on Friends, roles on Murder, She Wrote, Law and Order, and The Drew Carey Show. Most prominently, he made his mark on Broadway productions like My Fair Lady and The Harlequin Studies, and he was also nominated for a Tony for his role on Camelot. Oh my gosh, what an incredible career he's had over 70 years. I feel like if you did one of those things, even if you just had one little line on Friends, that's what you'd be talking about for the rest of your life, you know?
Absolutely. I know that this is probably so hard for his family, but I do hope that we can all acknowledge what a long, beautiful career. My goodness.
Absolutely. Someone else who has had an amazing career for Eras. Taylor Swift has announced new dates for her Eras tour.
Yeah, this includes stops in Tokyo, Paris, Australia, Singapore, London, Liverpool, Milan, Switzerland, Ireland, Poland, Austria, Sweden. Whew! And so many more. Her international show kicks off at the end of August. Look at that list. My goodness.
I love to see it. If you've been, wanting to plan a little vacay, maybe a little fall vacay, and you didn't get to see Taylor, or you just want to see her again, this could be a good chance to head over to Europe or elsewhere in the world and make it happen.
I love that idea because you do all the cool tourist things, but then you get to tell the world, I saw Eras tour in Paris.
Yeah.
Good old Paris.
That'd be so cool.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Hey, Beyonce continuing her Renaissance World Tour in Europe this week. She's also honoring Black designers along the way. So Beyonce marking Juneteenth by wearing only Black designers during her sold-out concert in Amsterdam. According to British Vogue, most of those brands were picked by, and they were high-end designers too. So Beyonce also showcasing some of her own designs as well for Ivy Park. The tour, of course, coming to Lumen Field in September. So, Beyonce also booked and busy.
Absolutely. Yeah, her outfits were dynamite. There were a couple of really cool ones. I don't know if y'all saw the pictures. I wish we had the rights to the pictures so we could show them here because she looked absolutely amazing. And I hope that this inspires young designers too who are, thinking about doing this, making it happen in the future, that, one day Queen Bee could be rocking them up on stage. So I love that.
Do you remember she bought a hat off of Etsy?
Yes.
Like, the woman really loves to showcase people, and
She really does. I know. I love to see these independent designers blow up after that too. That has to be the coolest thing ever. Trevor Noah may have left The Daily Show, but he is back in the spotlight with his new gig. So the host announced his new weekly Spotify podcast that he's going to be using his humor and sharp wit to give hot takes on the most captivating topics. This podcast is also going to feature in-depth conversations between Trevor and some of the most influential people in the world. That's really exciting.
Interesting. It sounds like he's doing daily show stuff podcast style
Yeah,
now.
but weekly show. I feel like
Yeah.
Spotify, they've got the budget for it
Yeah.
now. You know, they did not renew Harry and Meghan's podcast.
That's
So there's
right.
like $20 million that's up for grabs. And I feel like they're really trying to, you know, make their mark in the podcast space. They brought on a lot of different celebrities. Addison Rae from TikTok had a podcast on there for a while. Maybe she still does. I don't know. I stopped listening on there. But I usually listen to my podcast on Apple Podcasts. What about you?
Yeah, I do too, actually. It's just the easiest thing, to be perfectly honest. But
Yeah.
you know what? I love this idea that like everyone has a podcast, but not everyone, because we always talk about like the new cool podcast. But honestly, I love a good podcast. It's made my drive just so much better, because sometimes there's music days, sometimes there's podcast days, and I love a good like clever line. I think Trevor Noah is the man to do it.
He definitely is. He's going to deliver, and I feel like Spotify knows that. So I'm really excited to hear what it's going to be. I think we all sort of know what it's going to be already, because we're very familiar with him. So it's exciting. He's going to be back in the rotation.
I know,
People
we
can
didn't miss
listen
him
to.
too long.
Yeah.
Hey, AI, we're not going to like this one, Carly.
I
AI
know.
has officially hit the airwaves. A radio station in Portland, Oregon, rolling out the world's first DJ voiced by artificial intelligence. The station, by the way, is KBFF Live 95.5 FM, announcing that it would be using an AI version of the host's voice. And don't worry, the human host is still going to have her job. The technology will just be another tool, the station says, so that they can deliver curated content to their listeners. And on a related note, you know, yesterday we were talking about Sir Paul McCartney recently announcing that he's using AI to put together what he's calling the final Beatles record, featuring the voice of the late John Lennon, pulled from demo tape. So I don't know about this DJ thing. Like, it feels like they're coming for us, honestly.
I know. I'm like, are our jobs like up for grabs by AI?
Yeah.
But I'm really not worried about that.
Okay.
I feel like people come to shows like this, or, you know, radio shows or podcasts, because they want that human element. You know, there could be AI to deliver the information, but to give your opinion and ideas about things, I feel like you want that human connection, you know? I don't know. I know when you went to college in Austin,
Yes.
and I don't know if it was there when you were in school, but I went there a couple of years ago, and in Austin Public Library, there was this hologram librarian.
Oh, no.
When you walk into the library and she greets you and gives you a little bit of information, you can look it up online. It's really cool, but I would never like go ask her a question or want to talk to her.
Right.
It feels just this very novel, technologically advanced thing. So I don't really think it's going to be as good as a person.
All my fingers, all my toes are crossed. Hopefully, we'll be sitting here in 10 years' time. My goodness.
Let's hope. Podcasts have been gaining more and more popularity over the years, and when it comes to podcasts, true crime is the favorite. So a new Pew Research study found that nearly a quarter of top-ranked titles in the U.S. focus on true crime. So most of these podcasts use in-depth reporting to cover the topics compared to other genres. After true crime, politics, government, and entertainment are the most popular.
Interesting. I love that. You know, guilty. I do listen to quite a few true crime podcasts, which my husband points out is crazy considering I hate horror films, but I will listen to a true crime podcast. Are you a true crime girly?
I am not. So I listened to Serial back in the day when the first season of that, and then Dirty John, I listened to that, which was really good. I was very into those stories, and I get why they're so popular, but these days I like to be in like a happy, healthy headspace, and so I listen to more like wellness podcasts or pop culture, you know, finance podcasts, stuff like that. But I get why they're popular.
You know what? I'm here to tell you that people are telling on themselves, because I always hear folks complaining on social media, too much news, or why is this news? But look at what they're listening to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we've got government, politics, and entertainment on that list.
Yeah, definitely.
Very interesting. Hey, rock star Mick Jagger and his girlfriend selling their Florida home for a whopping $3.5 million. Let's take a look at it, okay? The lead singer for the Rolling Stones originally bought the house with his partner in 2020 for $1.9 million at the time. So look at that investment. The 4-bedroom and a 5.5-bathroom home located in the Lake Club gated community, and the home features its own private saltwater pool, a dance studio, a media room with a bar, and it's just fully enormous as well. Look at that, my goodness.
Yeah, gorgeous home right there. Fun fact, Mick Jagger is a voracious reader.
Really?
He could be in a book club with us. Yeah.
Oh,
he reads
you're
like
invited.
5 to 7 books a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mick, you've got me beat,
Yeah,
man.
he's going to have to find a new spot to keep all those books. This is a really cool story. So a Puyallup man getting his official recognition of becoming an Eagle Scout 60 years later. He became an Eagle Scout back in 1962 at the age of 15.
Yeah, this story is just so adorable. Okay, so at the time, he says that the Scouts actually denied his public recognition because of his background. So he grew up in some housing projects in Rochester, New York.
Graduating class of Eagles. Step forward, gentlemen.
So Samuel Jones earned his title with a new group of Scouts from Troop 525 at Mountain View Lutheran Church. Becoming an Eagle Scout, by the way, the highest honor a Scout can receive. And Sam says that this recognition, even though it was more than a little bit delayed, is a blessing beyond his imagination. And he says that getting to this point, really a journey. You said that right, a whole journey. And he did it with his mom on his mind.
My initial feeling was I had gotten my goal, and I wanted my mother to be proud of me because she had a very negative opinion of males, in particular black males. She had a negative opinion. And so I wanted to be one that she could be proud of. So this whole presentation was what I was looking for my mother, not for me.
Aw, so not only is he an Eagle Scout, he's also a military commander and a Vietnam veteran. So since its inception in 1911, only 4% of Scouts have earned the rank of Eagle Scout after a very lengthy review process. So a very big congratulations to him. I love to see it. I can't imagine being denied due to no faults of your own, but I'm glad that he finally got that honor. That has to feel really good.
And I just feel so overwhelmed hearing him share sort of the importance that this had for his relationship with his mom, or what he hoped that his mother thought of him. I mean, I think it's a very sad revelation, but a beautiful thing that he wanted his mother to be proud of him.
Absolutely. Okay, still ahead, the big Champions of Change celebrity basketball tournament is coming up this Friday.
So up next, Seahawks legend Cliff Averill and MC Bender for Mornings on 95.7 The Jet are going to be joining us to talk about all the celebrities you're going to get to see. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna make your day.
So this Friday, some of Seattle's biggest stars are going to be playing in a celebrity basketball game at Climate Pledge Arena.
Yes, and joining us to chat more about this is Bender from Mornings on 95.7 The Jet and Seahawks legend Cliff Averill, who was one of the hosts of the event. Hi, guys.
How are you?
What's going on?
Great to see
Yeah,
you. Okay, first
He's
of
got
all,
a much better backdrop than I do. He's got the Super Bowl trophies behind him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
it's true. You got your beat there, Bender. First of all, Cliff, I mean, you're hosting this event with some of your friends and fellow Super Bowl champs. Tell us all about that.
Yes, we are hosting our second All-Star event. I hate calling it a celebrity event because all these guys are my friends. But, myself, Michael Bennett, Doug Baldwin, we all came together to create this fun atmosphere. But more so than anything, it's all about raising money for a lot of grassroots organizations in our community. It's a fundraiser, but it's also about bringing the community together to hopefully weather the storm till the Supersonics come back.
Oh, I love that. Thinking positive. All right. Well, Cliff, tell us a little bit more about the many different All-Stars that people are going to get to see.
Yes. So, like I just mentioned, Doug Baldwin, myself, Michael Bennett. I don't know if we're all stars, but we got the folks like Jamal Crawford, who's a Seattle great when it comes down to basketball and also philanthropy in the area. We got Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Sue Bird is going to be in the building. Marshawn Lynch is going to be there. So the list is long, but we have a great roster of individuals that are a part of this. And again, it's all about bringing the community together. It's all about having a great time, and again, all for a great cause as well.
It's all for a great cause, but now also keep this in mind, as Doug pointed out last year, it's all for a great cause. Everybody's coming together for just awesome, but it's all about winning as well. And for those that don't know, Cliff, his team won last year, and he was named the MVP.
Yes. I was co-MVP, and yes, let's not get this twisted. Like, we are still competitors at the highest level. If you ask any NFL player that's an athlete, all of us think we can play in the NBA. So this is our opportunity to showcase it on an NBA floor with some other NBA players. So we're going to get competitive. We're going to take it serious. We're going to have fun, but we're definitely trying to win because it's bragging rights for the entire year until we have another game. So I got to defend my MVP status, my co-MVP, because Jamal won it as well. But yeah, I got to defend that again this year.
Yes, you do. Talk to us about where the proceeds are going.
Yes, so the proceeds, we have 3 different organizations that we support. Mine in particular is the Odessa Brown Clinic. They do such great work in the community. They've been a staple in the community for so long. And it's all about shedding light on grassroots organizations that don't necessarily get, the credit, the light that they should get shined on by I guess, the majority. But the Odessa Brown Clinic in particular is what I'll be supporting this year. It's all about, making sure that people recognize these organizations, because they honestly make our community what it is. It allows our community to continue to grow and continue to scale in many different ways.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have got to know, what is it that you think you did last year that really got you that co-MVP title?
So that's funny you ask. And this year, I don't know how it's going to play out. But it's funny you ask, because last year, I literally was training for like 2 months. I was training with Jamal. I was training with IT. I was training at the UW facility with Will Conroy because I wanted to get a feel for that. Basketball court is long. Like, you go play at fitness or you go play at the gym at Climb and Pledge. It's night and day. So I wanted to make sure I was in shape. I wanted to make sure I could get my shots up. Because again, we take this stuff really, really serious, and but this year I didn't get a chance to do as much of it, so I'm afraid I'm gonna be a little bit more winded than I was last year, but I'm still going for the title.
Last year we had Kevin Calabro doing the play-by-play. This year we're actually bringing in the voice of your Seattle Seahawks, Steve Rabel. So the question is, can Rabel do basketball play-by-play?
We're about to find out real soon. I got confidence in him, though. I got confidence in him. He's obviously great at what he does. He knows a lot of us anyway. So I think him, and then you add a little twist of Michael Bennett with him from time to time, I think it's going to be just pure comedy. It's going to be awesome.
I love that. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with Cliff, Averill, and Bender. Stick with us.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't.
I know everybody's here for a good time and be entertained, but I'm here to win. Yeah, I'm not laughing about that. I'm here to win.
Look at the other man of the hour.
Yes, the whole city's here. Let's go.
Everybody's here.
Wow, that is serious business, my friends. We are back with Seahawks legend Cliff Averill and Bender for mornings on 95.7 The Jet.
That's right. We're chatting all about the big Champions of Change basketball game going down this Friday. Cliff, how'd you come up with this idea?
It's funny because we were debating on, should we do a football game? Should we do, a different type of sport or whatnot? And Mike Bennett and I, and as time kind of went on, we're like, man, basketball, it only makes sense. We all like basketball. We all love basketball. Basketball's kind of missing from a men's perspective in the city. Let's go for it. And then, you know, of course, we all kind of do different things in the community already. You know, I have my own foundation. Michael Bennett has his. Doug has his as well. And we're like, man, you know, we're able to do some special stuff, but how much bigger could it be if we all collab together? And so that's how we came up with Champions of Change, and we're here to support the community that gave us so much as well.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Now, I know that this team is really full of friends of yours that also happen to be amazing athletes. Hello. But if there was maybe like a celebrity that you would want to join next year, give them a little shout out. Who would that be?
Oh, everybody in the city. You know, my biggest one this year was going to be is IT. I have a real good relationship with him, but he hasn't been able to come out. But this year, I think he's there. You know, I let me see, maybe Macklemore. I think that'd be a huge one. He might not play, but maybe perform a song or two. You know what I mean? You know, we would love to have Macklemore. I think that'd be the big one next year. Let's try to get that going.
So last year was the inaugural year, and it was perfect. From the gala that we do the night before to the event itself, and then following with the golf tournament out at Suncadia on Monday. But you had mentioned your particular charity, if you want to hit up Doug's as well and Michael's, and really where the money goes and how it's spent.
Yes. So I mentioned Odessa Brown, who I'm where my portion of the proceeds will go. But then for Michael Bennett, it's the One Love Community Fridge, which is a great organization that helps with food insecurities in different parts of the country, but also here in Seattle. And then for Doug, his is going towards Pioneer Human Services. And again, I think for us, it's all these different smaller organizations that are just pillars to the community that don't get enough recognition, shedding light on them, giving them their credit for what they mean to the community. And we all basically split all the proceeds, a third, and we make a big donation to these three organizations and support them. And just listening to some of the organizations we supported last year, they were so grateful, and they've actually been able to grow even more because of the notoriety, which this is all about, man. It's all about them and what they're doing, and we're just here to kind of, you know, shed light on them and making sure people know what they mean to us and our community.
Man, you guys are doing such good things. And this isn't something that's crazy expensive either. Tickets start at $10. Tell people where they can get them.
Yes, Champions of Change Foundation.org is where you can get tickets. It shows you kind of a little bit of everything we're doing in the community. You know, you can get tickets. Please come out. I want to say it's still buy one, get one free, or maybe it's buy two, get one free right now.
Buy two, get one. Yeah.
Yes, buy two, get one. So bring out the whole family. You get tickets as cheap as $10. You know, you're supporting a great cause, and trust me, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be entertained. There's gonna be some good basketball. There's gonna be some comedy relief with it as well. Anytime Michael Bennett gets behind the mic, no telling where it's gonna go. It's gonna be a good time.
And you know, it might be a good spot also to see a few local stars, okay? Because there are some people that aren't playing but are major supporters. So who might we see cheering you guys on?
Oh, I mean, you might get people like, you know, John Snyder, who is the GM of the Seahawks, from Lenny Wilkins to, you know, some of the greats of Detlef Shrimp and some of those guys. So you never know who's going to be in the building. You know, you might have some of your current Seahawk players in the building as well. Someone like maybe Gino or something. Just never know. A lot of guys.
You just never know.
A lot of guys are excited.
You just never know. The question is, for those that don't know, Cliff Avrill's a big car guy. What car will you be taking to the event? I'm just wondering.
What car will I? Just the Benz this year. I told you.
Just the Benz.
Just the Benz.
Yeah, just the Benz. You know, you get some love from some of the local dealerships around here. You know, you win one of these things. You know, they show a little bit of love.
Dude, let me tell you something. Like just before I got married, Cliff had some beautiful car downstairs in the parking lot of the radio station. And I said, my wife and I are looking for a good getaway car, like a Rolls Royce, that whatever's down there. How do I get my hands on that? And I kid you not, Cliff says, on the air for all to hear, win the Super Bowl. You get whatever you want.
Oh, dang.
They showed a little love.
Right.
Oh,
come on, man. So it's Friday night. The game is Friday night at Climate Pledge. Get your tickets. You can go to Ticketmaster, search Champions of Change. Buy two, get one. We're going to pack the house. It is going to be so much fun. Last year, we were still working out the bugs, and it was a huge success.
Yes,
So
yes.
this year, it's going to be fantastic, and all the stars under one roof, including the MVP himself, Cliff Averill. Here it is, man.
Absolutely. And Bender, you're emceeing. I mean, what's your goal for this?
My goal is to make sure that I just keep the train on the tracks. That's my gig. That's my goal, is to just make sure that this thing is smooth running from the get-go. And I'll tell you what, Cliff and Michael and Doug do such a great job from the inception of this thing all the way to the end. It really is a fun opportunity for everybody to be there. The excitement, just the event. So everybody's got to be there. And I can't wait. Hopefully you guys are going to be there too.
Wonderful.
Yes, it's going to be a great time. Shouts out to everybody that support Safeway, Climate Pledge, everyone. We appreciate the support. The community gets behind these types of events as well, so we appreciate it. And again, it's going to be a great time. Please come out, get your tickets, and we'll see you on Friday.
Wonderful. And before we go, Cliff, you gotta give a little shout out to that beautiful trophy behind you. I mean, hard earned.
Yes, and guess what? We're celebrating 10 years already. This season. That is crazy to think.
How about that?
Years. But yes, we got the Lombardi Trophy behind me. I'm excited. I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to be able to play with a bunch of great individuals and to be able to bring a championship to the city of Seattle. Man, it's been great. It's been amazing. And 10 years already. That's wild to think about, man.
Beautiful. Congratulations. Cliff Bender, thank you so much. Yeah, we have more info on the website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live. The thing to do on Friday.
Absolutely. Okay, still ahead, Seattle rapper Travis Thompson is going to be joining us in studio ahead of his concert with Logic at WAMU Theater.
We're chatting all about his latest European tour and what people can expect with his new album. Stick with us.
The clouds, I'm gonna make your day.
Seattle rapper Travis Thompson's career has just really been skyrocketing since 2017, gaining attention for songs like Need You, Dead Prezzies, and Hold Me Down. And you may also recognize him from rapping alongside Macklemore in the hit song Corner Store, making his acting debut as Tino on FX's Reservation Dogs too.
Man, the sky is the limit for this young rapper. He just finished his European tour, and this Thursday, he's performing with Grammy-nominated artist Logic right here in Seattle. So joining us today to share all about his new music, Travis Thompson. Hey!
What's going on, y'all? Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad, man. I've passed by this building forever, so it feels good to finally be inside of it.
Welcome.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, right?
Well, you just got back from your first European tour.
I did.
Tell us about what that was like and what were some of your favorite moments from the experience?
Man, well, I'd never been to Europe before, and none of my friends and team or none of us had ever been to Europe before, so everything was new.
Yeah.
I mean, so which is awesome because it's I don't know, when you're in Dallas or something, you're like, oh, I'll be back in Dallas. Let me order some food and go to bed.
Yeah.
But when you're in Frankfurt, Germany, you're like, I gotta go do this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was tiring, but it was also around every corner was a new experience, and it was just so fun. And my family came out.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I got to perform and see my mom and dad up in the balcony and stuff. It was awesome. It was really cool.
That
so
warmed
cool.
my heart.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a moment. You know what I mean? Life moment for sure.
So, of course, we have to talk about your collaboration with Macklemore on Corner Store.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that was a minute ago. Yeah, no, so yeah. No, that's always been I was a part of a residency, the residency program, which he does at the Mopop, which is rap camp for low-income youth.
Wonderful.
And eventually my friends started working for him and putting my music in his ear. So 2017, we made a song and then did it on Fallon and
yes.
it was a whole thing. He gave me a super big boost in the beginning that kind of gave me a platform to quit my job and go on tour and stuff. You know what I mean?
Wonderful.
Yeah. Love Macklemore. Before we dive into your new music, you also crossed over into acting.
I'm acting now, which is crazy. Yeah.
Reservation Dogs.
Reservation Dogs.
What was that experience like, and how do you feel kind of having that representation as an Indigenous person shown on TV?
Well, I mean, first off, it was awesome. I had never done any type of acting before, but it was since it's a Native show in the Native community, at least in the media or creative world is a small knit community. So I'd seen all these kids or all the people on set had seen me before. So it was very much oh, the Native rapper we listened to is on the show now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very welcoming. It was the best first set you could ever ask to be on. You know what I'm saying? Sterling and all those kids are awesome. So that was great. I don't know, in terms of like representation, it's just one of those shows where like if you've kicked it on a res for like 30 minutes, you'll understand the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you can only chase what you see as attainable. So like to see kids from the res on TV is like, I don't know. And to be a part of that, I don't know, feels really special. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
really love that.
My friends always say like the highest human act is to inspire, you know what I'm saying? So if like one person is inspired, like that's lit, we did our job, you feel me? Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
really am loving your laid back vibe, but saying the most inspired thing.
Thank you.
love
I
it.
feel you. That's just like, that's the Northwest in me.
But you do have a new album that's dropping.
Exactly. I do
Tell
have
me
an
about
album.
that.
Yeah. So me and Jake One, who's a producer from Seattle, he's a legend. He's done stuff for like 50, Nipsey, Rick Ross, all these legends. We made a collaborative album together, and it's called Wolves and White Tees. And yeah, we have a release party this Saturday. We're gonna go play these shows with Logic for the next 2 days, you know what I'm saying? So it feels really good. It feels awesome. It feels good to be back in the swing of things. Independent too, so it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about going to independent.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know, I was on Epic Records for a couple years, and it was awesome. Like, I can't take away from what they did for me, and it was really cool, but it just moves at a really slow pace. You're kind of playing an antiquated game, especially if you know what kind of product you want to give the world, you know what I mean? Like, if you're swinging for the fence making pop hits, for sure, like, sign a deal, go do your thing, but I'm making, like, rap albums and, like, putting out freestyles every week. It's not really conducive to a major label system.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Interesting.
So yeah, no, it feels good, and it's easier to root for people who are independent. So it's easy to make people excited. You feel me? So yeah, it feels good to be independent. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you touched on the release show that's happening this weekend. I know you're going to be surprising some fans as well. Saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, that's
What do you
cool.
have planned for that?
So really, like, well, shit, I feel like I'm gonna ruin the surprise now, but
Oh, no.
I'm really just pulling up on fans. Like, I asked, like, hey, if any of your friends or family are a big fan, to the point where it's kind of annoying, let me know. I'd love to, like, pull up on them. So we're gonna go surprise, like, some kids, like, their parents are setting it up, so we're gonna surprise them in, like, their basement playing video games. We're gonna go, this wife's, like, we're gonna go surprise her, like, their anniversary dinner. Like, I'm gonna show up with drinks, and it's, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna go pop out on a few people around the city.
Very
Just, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
being a rapper is a crazy thing, and if anyone is, like, invested in it, I feel super indebted, you know what I'm saying? So doing cool stuff like that is just, like, feels like the foundation of what we do.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're gonna be so excited.
Oh, they're gonna love it. It's gonna be great, and we're gonna film it. It's gonna be all wholesome. It's gonna be
I
great.
was gonna say, I hope we get to watch it. Too. I love
definitely,
surprise
definitely.
videos.
Very nice. Okay, so of course this Thursday you're performing with Logic at the College Park Tour at WAMU
At
Theater.
WAMU Theater, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So what are you looking forward to in this show?
Man, well, I'm looking forward to one. I've never performed at WAMU Theater. That's like I've done like all the others. It feels like WAMU Theater feels like the last one to check off like the Seattle bucket list of performing. And two, like me and Logic have a song coming out on Thursday. So it's very like performing the same day we drop a song is gonna be really cool, and like the album comes out that same day, and like it's gonna be so yeah. I just haven't seen my guy in a minute too, so it's just gonna be a real like. And also I haven't performed in Seattle in a while, so it's like a homecoming plus a new album plus like all this other stuff. So it's gonna be great.
It seems like you're in a really good space right now.
We are in a really good space. We're in a really busy space, and like I said, being independent is like. I'm doing like 10 times the work. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed up by myself today because my managers have stuff to do.
Hey,
you feel me? You feel me? No, I love it. I love it. You feel me? It's great. I love to be here, man. It's awesome.
That's great. What was your favorite thing you ate in Europe?
Favorite thing I ate in Europe? It's gonna sound crazy, but in Scotland, I had the best Indian food of my whole life.
Oh my gosh, Scotland has such good Indian food.
People don't talk about it. Yeah, for real. There's this chain called like Mother of India. Well, it's like a 4-restaurant chain, and there's a place called Wee Curry. In Scotland, in Glasgow, you know, it's the best Indian food I've ever had in my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
That.
And then we had like Spanish tapas in Amsterdam.
Oh,
Those were amazing. You feel me? Like fish and chips were great. You feel me? Yeah, it was cool.
You're
it was
making
cool.
us hungry.
I know.
I think.
I definitely miss coming home though and like getting on my own grill. You feel me?
So
It felt good.
we have to know. You obviously know so many people in this industry, but what is like a dream collaboration you haven't gotten to do?
Man, I always say that until I get a Lil Wayne verse, this is all for like. Until I get a Lil Wayne verse, it was all for nothing. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where my head's at. Like Lil Wayne, I don't know. I don't know if I need to collaborate with him, but my family is obsessed with Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
Like Bruce Springsteen is like the god to the Thompson family. You feel me? So like, if I can get him to acknowledge that I'm also a musician, that's all we need. You don't need to lay a hook. You don't got to get on the mic or nothing. You just gotta acknowledge that I'm a rapper, and my family will like lose their mind.
I
But
love that.
he could.
Exactly. And he's not that far off. So we'll figure it out.
We'll
figure
manifest
out.
it for you.
That's what I need. You feel me? The Bruce Springsteen and Lil Wayne collab.
I love it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, Travis, thank you so much for stopping by
Thank you
Studio
for having
13
me, y'all.
Live.
For real. Hell yeah.
You've been awesome. And you can catch Travis Thompson performing with Logic this Thursday at WAMU Theater, and his album Wolves in White Tees is out June 23rd. We've got a link with more info up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. Come see us again.
Thank you.
Of course, whenever y'all want.
Great.
Okay, cool. Well, coming up next on Studio 13 Live, it is time for K-pop with Clint.
And this week we are learning a little bit about the multinational K-pop group Black Swan, so stick around.
It's happening all around.
Hey, we all know that the K in K-pop stands for Korean, but some people might wonder if you have to be Korean to be part of the genre.
Yeah, that is something very interesting. And Fox 13 video journalist Clint Edwards interviewed a group that proves that you don't on this week's K-pop with Clint. Hello.
Hey, yeah. So Black Swan is a multinational K-pop group, and none of those nationalities are Korean. But they sing in Korean, they live in Korea, and they have adapted to the Korean culture as well. Talking about Karma, how was the preparation for this song, and how did the shooting for the music video go?
It was shot in India. So before that, we all sit together and started learning about Indian culture, so that we don't disrespect the culture. Yeah. So we started learning about Indian cultures, where to shoot, where to not, what to wear, what to not, what to use, what to say, every single thing. So to make sure that it's good.
What do you think your biggest advantage and disadvantage of being a multinational group in Korea and in the K-pop industry is?
K-pop is now very global, very, very global. And it's a very good thing that young girls, boys can see themselves in each one of us, and then they get to dream bigger and bigger.
It's more of getting people to see us and trust us. Yes. That what we're doing is it's fine. We're just artists doing what every other artist does. They're just doing it in Korean. There's really no difference. Yeah. So it's getting those people who like to say these things, trying to change their point of view and see it as it's okay.
So now the full interview is over half an hour long, and we talked all about adapting to that K-pop idol lifestyle and more. So you can check that out right now on fox13seattle.com.
That is so interesting. Okay, I'm excited to kind of get into this with you because I'm a Blink. You know, I love Blackpink, and some of those members are from other countries as well. Do you feel like it's getting to be pretty common for K-pop groups to have these non-Korean members?
So it's actually uncommon if they're all Korean at this point. You know, most of those foreign members are from other Asian countries like Japan, Thailand, China, but Black Swan's really showing that anyone can do it.
Wow. Okay. So walk us through all the countries that are involved in creating Black Swan.
So the countries are Senegal, Brazil, India, and then right here in the U.S. in the D.C. area where Envy is from.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, I remember when I moved to Korea, it was major culture shock that first day. I thought it was going to be like popping over to Europe. You know, things are a little bit different, but it was total culture shock. In a good way, though. Do you feel like these members experienced culture shock moving to Korea?
That was probably the longest answer they gave during the interview. The culture shock came from anything from, you know, crossing your legs and your eating habits and how people address others based on their seniority.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is Korea going to get mad at us about the way we cross our legs?
How are we supposed to cross our legs?
Well, see,
we're always trying to figure out how to sit in these chairs.
They were having the same thing too with Gabby from Brazil and Envy from the U.S. They're like, you know, we're taught to cross our legs, but over there, you're not supposed to do that in front of certain people. So, but they still cross their legs there, so it's still a habit that everyone has to kind of get used to.
Okay, thank you so much for hanging with us and filling us in, Clint. This has been awesome.
Thanks,
We'll talk to you again soon. You're always getting the good interviews. All right, Netflix is turning one of its most popular shows into a real-life game It's called Squid Game: The Challenge. So the show is going to feature familiar competitions from the original show, like red light, green light. Of course, this time without any of the deaths, let's hope. 456 players will compete to win $4.56 million. See what they did there? It is the largest cash prize in reality TV history. This company shared a teaser for the new reality show, which is going to premiere this November. And according to Netflix, Squid Game was its biggest launch for a series. They're also planning the second season of the scripted show.
Huh.
Wow, wow, wow.
Creeps me out a little bit.
Did you watch the first season of this?
I couldn't do it.
I watched the whole first season, and I saw like the first episode or two. I was like, this show is so unique. It's, you know, it's not reinventing the wheel. Like, this is completely new. But then, like, it got very dark toward the end. Very dark and very gory, and I had to finish it because it was so good, but I don't think I'm going to be watching season 2, and I'm very curious what this competition series is going to be like. I just want everybody to be okay.
And they said that they would be, so we're holding Netflix to that, okay? Still to come, award-winning distillery Northwest Spirits joining us in studio.
Yes, we're going to be learning how to make some of their signature cocktails, including their Fire Melantini. Okay, we'll be right back.
All around like sunshine through.
Hello, it is time for Seattle Sips, where we check out some amazing drinks in our area. Vaughn's 1000 Spirits opened a family craft distillery in Woodinville right next door. It's called Northwest Spirits, and it blends some age-old traditions and some new techniques.
Yep, and here to tell us all about it and show us how to make some of their craft cocktails, owner Marissa Claridge with Northwest Spirits. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Coming in with just the cutest outfit, too.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I want to know all about your family's history and what kind of inspired you to open the distillery in Woodinville.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but my family has been running bars for over 65 years in the city. Yes, and so cocktails and spirits are in our DNA. So I decided to open up a distillery last year in Woodinville, and it's been an incredible experience, and I cannot wait to make our Fire Melantini for you guys.
Ooh, yes. But, you know, before we start, we got to talk about your enormous collection of spirits.
Yes.
You even do spirit flights. So
yes.
Talk to us about what people are going to find when they go into your establishment.
Well, Vaughn's, of course, has over 1,000 spirits at our Seattle location and Woodinville. And in our tasting room, we have 4 different types of spirits. We have our Barboss collection, which is our cocktail line. They're perfect for mixing with cocktails. And then I have my Savor Spear, which is our elevated bourbon that I think we're gonna try today.
Yes, do it.
Yeah. And can I just point out, you guys, this bourbon is awesome. First of all, we've won 11 awards this year.
Oh, hello.
And if you can see inside, there is a custom charred spear that actually continues the aging of the bourbon.
I was gonna buy it.
Yeah,
is that a stick?
Yeah, what's
It's much fancier than that.
No, and so this is such a great thing for your home bar. It's so great as a gift because no one's ever seen a spear inside of a bourbon.
I've definitely never seen it before. And as you're pouring that, I'm just going to brag on you a little bit because you mentioned the awards. So you've won the gold medal at the SIP Awards International Spirits Competition, the triple gold medal at the Major League Spirits Association for your bourbon whiskey.
Yep.
I mean, what does it mean getting that kind of recognition?
Oh my gosh, it's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
And you know what? I feel so good that people love our spirits because we love what we make. We think it's delicious. And so I know it's only in the morning, ladies, so just a little sip,
okay.
a little
we do
bit.
this all the time.
You're gonna smell some vanilla, some oak, and a little caramel.
Ooh.
Yeah, ooh, and it's spicy going down,
Yeah,
right?
I feel like my sinuses are cleared out. I like it.
Wow, delicious. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you so much for
flavorful.
sharing with us.
Thank you.
So how long does it take to age something like this?
So this is a 5-year-old bourbon, and we have custom charred spears that we continue the aging process with, and then when it's gotten to our flavor profile, we will pull it out, bottle it, and put our spear inside. So it's about a 5.5, 6 year bourbon.
Okay, cool. So as far as the cocktails, what are your most popular cocktails at the distillery?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, you guys have to come out.
Okay.
This is so much fun.
Yeah.
But my favorite cocktail is our smoked perfect Manhattan, and it comes out in a beautiful cloche and smoked tableside, and it's just a perfect Manhattan.
So into that.
very nice.
Putting perfect in the title. That's a
I know,
big
right?
move.
It is.
I'm excited. And we're going to learn how to make one of your signature drinks.
Yes,
So
today
what's
we are
first?
we are gonna make a fire melantini.
Okay.
And I chose this drink because I think it is the perfect 4th of July drink.
Okay.
I also love it because it is super simple to make. And, you know, we're all busy. Some of us are moms here. We don't have time to like be slinging in the kitchen and making tinctures and shrubs for
That's
our
what I
cocktails.
like to tell my husband.
Okay, so actually, before I start, I just want to point out the one ingredient that I recommend everyone having in their home bar is firewater bitters. And this is so perfect to make any cocktail spicy. If you want a spicy margarita, if you want a spicy watermelon-tini like we're making today, you definitely want to have this in your home bar.
Wonderful.
Mireya loves this
I
spicy
know.
drink.
I know.
Gotta get
I
some.
drink that stuff with a straw.
Yes, and you can pick this up in our tasting room.
Wonderful.
When you come out.
Challenge accepted.
So I'm
Not on camera.
No. I'm gonna make 2 cocktails here because I've already made mine, so we can cheers at the end. And I like to put 3 to 4 chunks of fresh watermelon in. And like I said, people usually have fresh watermelon in their refrigerator in the summertime.
Yep.
And so I'm just going to macerate this with my muddler in my shaker.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Love a good muddled drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, me too. Okay, next I am going to take my fresh lemon juice. And again, I like fresh. I don't like from concentrate, but you can always pick it up in the grocery store, concentrate.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put 2 ounces in here, so 2 shots for 2 cocktails.
Wonderful.
Yes, and then I'm gonna put in 1 ounce of simple syrup.
Okay.
And I don't know about you ladies, but I always have a batch of simple syrup made in my home bar. It takes like 2 minutes to make it home. I put it in my squeeze bottle, and so then I'm ready to make cocktails anytime you come over.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay.
And then our Bar Boss vodka.
Very nice.
I know. You guys, we developed this specifically for our restaurants. We serve it in all of our menu drinks and in our well. It is the perfect cocktail vodka. And I'm going to put 2 ounces in.
We have like 45 seconds left. I'm so excited to try this beverage.
I know.
Oh my
It
gosh.
looks so good.
Okay.
I know.
We will hurry up. And then a little firewater bitters.
Okay.
Throw it in there, girl.
I'm going to throw it in.
Some ice. I love it.
We're going to put in a little ice here. Okay. And then we're going to shake it up.
Okay.
Very
And
nice.
I've half rimmed your glasses with tahine.
Beautiful.
Love tahine.
You love tahine?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Great. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Amazing.
Gotta have a little cheers before.
Oh, look at that color, Carly.
You know, isn't it perfect for the 4th of July?
It is
It
beautiful.
definitely
I feel like
is.
this is the cocktail of the summer, you guys.
Absolutely.
Fire watermelon tea.
Ah, cheers.
Here we go.
Here's
Cheers.
yours.
Thank you.
There we go.
Beautiful. Ladies.
Cheers.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see.
I've never
So
had a
good.
drink like that.
So
That's
good.
so good.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye. See you tomorrow. So great.